We run down on your feature event, 25 laps. On the pole is car number 98, Bud Finale of Jamestown, New York, a 1957 Chevy. On the pole, car number 30, Dean Layfield of Wellsville, New York, a 1957 Supercharged Ford. Next off the pole, car number M1, Bobby Schnars.
Your team, still holds the all-time record up there for most number of wins. I mean, we're 30-some years down the road. What's that mean to you that you guys are still the best ever to have been up there?
Hard work and maintenance.
Yeah,
That's what got it there.
well,
Do you take pride in that, though, Link, knowing that you guys are the best ever?
Well, that's what we were there for. We worked hard, we played hard, but I mean, the maintenance was what made it happen. I mean, you go almost all year without a mechanical breakdown. That's quite a feat.
I'm proud of it because in my short span, just watching Bob out there, it was just an art the way he could drive and adapt to a different race condition or competition. If somebody was fast and he could drive them hard into the turn and keep doing it for 3 or 4 laps, and all of a sudden he'd fool them and cut her short and cut down on the inside and win the feature. And it's just unbelievable talent. When
Do some of that inside out.
some people just don't have that, and he had it the whole time I watched him.
I think Bob was very, very good at taking care of equipment. I mean, I can't remember you tearing anything up too dramatically there.
Yeah, early on, we knew we had to fix it.
Yeah, no, I think that was a big incentive too. I mean, as far as that, you're the master of keeping all the tires on and being there at the end of the race.
I think we all thrived after Bob too, and like I said before, not a father figure, but I think everybody looked up to him, and we learned a lot from him too. And he tried to keep us straight. Well, it didn't work very much, but yeah, I think anybody that ever had anything to do with Bob is very proud over the years. That we just wish it could still be going on, but really.
Bob, could you talk about the guys that helped you out that have passed? Say something about each of them.
Nick, why don't you pick up on that? You remembered.
Well, I don't know.
There's
You kick in here too.
Started out, there's of course, I lost Punk in a snowmobile crash. What was that, about 1974, I think.
Yeah, I was with Punk the night he died, and that was a big loss. I never was on a snowmobile after that. But Punk was one of the main ones, and if we're ever, all of us think about Charlie Van Gilder, that if he was still alive, I think he'd still be in it like I am. I think somehow he'd still be in it. He was a racer's racer, He learned early that he wasn't much of a driver on the track, but what a guy, And he'd borrow till he couldn't borrow anymore to go racing. And Jim Morrison, he was in there with early years with Bob, and like you said, he was kind of an enforcer, and they knew they didn't want to mess around with Big Jim or Bob. And he passed away early, and Whitey was Whitey. It's just hard to believe everything, and he was, all these guys were racers, that's what they lived for. And along with Bob, a lot of us, kind of moved on to other things, but there, Whitey, I don't know, I think he'd still be in it. He wanted to race right up till the end. And Gary Fosberg, there's the other one. He enjoyed it so much, and enjoyed helping out any way he could for the race car or anything that he could do. And I just, we all miss him so bad, and you think those 3 guys especially, what they'd be doing now, I don't know. We all miss them. You get a bunch of guys together, and there's always going to be disagreements too. But and that's why, you know, you'd branch out for a while, and Whitey'd go on his own, and then Charlie Punk would go out on his own for a while. But you know, we try to forget the bad times where there were not arguments, but just little disagreements too. But we all respected each other a whole lot.
What is the legacy of Bobby Schnars? As you sit here today,
I don't know.
you're with. I mean, you won more races than anybody. Kind of that Cal Ripken and kind of a.
I don't know. The thing when we was racing, we never really thought we was better than anybody else. We just wanted to, you know, outguess them, I guess, on tires and stuff. It was tires was certainly a major part of racing in the end there. Just having the wrong tire on it take you from winning back to about 5th place. For gosh sake, it's hard to believe, but it's just, you know, and gosh, you'd go out, Frosty used to go out and pick the dirt up and sift it through his fingers. But, geez, it was still a guessing game. You know, you had to guess what it's going to do. Because, like, in the heat race up there, if I could run good in the heat race, I'd say, my God, I don't know what we're going to do for the feature, but we're going to be in trouble. It would just be all, you know, you couldn't run the same tire in the heat. And, of course, it got the heats didn't make any difference where you finished. It was only running for $25 or something, so, you know, you didn't want to break your neck. Like now you get qualified through the heats, but the only thing you want there, if you want the heat, give you a right to start back a little farther in the feature.
But back to your question to Bob,
Yeah.
I think he's a pretty modest guy, and he isn't going to say it, but his legacy is, I think if they had a Hall of Fame for bus day, he'd be at the top of the list.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, my grandkids still, and never saw him race. And, you know, through me, they know who he is and how good he was.
Young people in that picture, huh?
Yeah, I think that's the first 100 lapper there.
Yeah, it was.
60. I still got that old trophy. That's got a great big globe on it.
What'd they pay for something like that,
Somebody didn't
Bob?
get
Do you
upside
remember?
down and have one of them posts come up to the window.
I know it paid lap money. You know, they used to pay like $5, maybe it was like $2. They used to sell lap money there.
Well, in the later years, it was $10, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a 61 there.
That's 409 days.
409.
No, the 409 didn't get there till 62. That was a disaster that year. I never did win a race. Heated up a lot of water.
Could have had tea.
Never forget that I had a Lincoln radiator in there. Well, it must have been that thick. In the car there, and Frank Roman, he used to put water in his with a tea kettle. Steaming after race break, come over and says, God, Bob, looks like you've got a lot of water in there, but it's all boiling.
Where's the rebel flag come in? That's
We forgot to ask about that.
Come back from Florida, probably, I think.
Either that we went to Darlington in 19.
Oh yeah, here. Look at this motley crew.
Look at the white pants.
there's Whitey.
There's Whitey. Looks like he got
Leonard.
Looks like Whitey's got his penny loafers on there with his white socks.
Art Anderson?
Yeah, Art Anderson. Yeah.
That's Shaky. He'd get down there and stand in the middle of the goddamn ring. Yeah, remember old Shaky here? He'd get down on the speedway and stand halfway down to the corner. Flag them off.
Number 4 on the move. Here it is, the checker flag and the win. Bobby Schnars. And a battle for second. And it is Jim Hakes in 37. Third, Hiawassee car number 4. And fourth, Joe Mayfield in 21. Here he is, the terrific job of driving his second feature event of the season. What do you say, a big hand for Bobby Schnars? Nice scoring, Bobby.